virtual people? Welcome to the 130th episode of VCR Redux, where we take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2023. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined once again by my co-host with the most, the snooty professor himself, Mr. Ian Klink.
Hi, everybody.
And we have two radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the third leg of our VCR tripod himself. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Hey.
Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is back on the show.
Hey.
What's up, everyone?
And rounding out this righteous crew, fresh off the Blonde Ambition tour and about to be still fabulous himself, Bobby Master is back on the show.
Hey.
Yo, let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Yes. We are here today to get dissed, to eat beef, and to tell Tackleberry what soul skating's all about. That's right, folks. This world needs Brink 2 dangerous grinds, and we're here to give it to you.
Nope.
But before Ian catches inline fever, we got a dish on how Brink came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes for everyone watching the live chat as well. Was it Love at First Laserdisc, Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how Brink came into your lives. So, Bobby, do you remember the first time you got Brinked?
Well, believe it or not, I saw it on the Disney Channel, matter of fact.
Surprising.
Probably around the time that it came out, because I was like 8 or 9 years old when this movie came out, so I was.
And we instantly all aged in the rest of the VCR screens when you told us this fact. But it's cool. We have an interesting age spread on this. I was 14-ish when this came out, and I think Mickey was saying he was about 21.
When it came out, yeah.
8-year-old Bobby Master. I mean, did this make you want to strap on some blades and get grinding, or tell us, what?
I mean, no. Like, I was a big fan of Christina Vidal, and Eric Von Detten was a big part of my sexual awakening. So this movie was pretty up my alley. For
Eric Von Detten that's the lead, right? That's Brink himself.
That's Brink. Yeah.
Wow.
He was like Disney Channel royalty at the time. He was in everything. He was in So Weird. He was in the Princess Diaries.
Oh, shit.
He was in other Disney movies and stuff too.
He was like kind of stuck in between being Jonathan Brandis and being Chad Michael Murray. You know, like a second earlier, and he's Brandis. A second later, he's Chad Michael Murray. And,
Chad Michael Murray.
Yeah,
that guy.
Shortly after this movie was made, Eric Von Detten. Do you remember that show Celebrity Mole?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was on that show with like Kathy Griffin and Tim Coles and Stephen Baldwin.
What?
Wow.
He was on that show?
Yeah, and he made it to the end. He was like one of the third. It was him, Kathy Griffin, and some model. You know, they always had to have a random model on there.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he made it pretty damn far in that.
Wow. I'm like, I don't even know how to take all that in. Mickey, when did you first get Brinked?
Just recently on Disney Plus.
Just recently. I think it's fascinating that this movie escaped half of this VCR panel. Half of you guys lived all these years of life in the ballpark of 40 years without getting Brinked, and you're both welcome.
Yeah, I mean it's a great flick. I mean, but like I said, in '98 I was 21. I was turning 21 or whatever the case may be. So I wasn't really watching Disney at the time, so to speak, or like I was kind of like, moving to Virginia, trying to like figure out life.
Cereal, watching Disney Channel. Don't act like you.
Like I said, I came back to Disney like in the 2000s, 2001 with the Lizzie McGuires, the Even Stevens, the Cadet Kellys. That's when I started, really getting into Disney Channel.
So when a fully matured Mickey first gets Brinked, what is that experience like? Tell us. Were you just thrilled from beginning to end? Obviously.
It's a great little flick. We talk about our love of Airborne, and this movie is like side by side with Airborne. Now, obviously, Airborne is way better, but I'm just saying, like, this is a fun kids version of Airborne. Mm-hmm. But you got the downhill racing and everything. I mean, it's literally like It's great. It's great. I dig it. I mean, like
It's
they
a
don't
really cute movie. It's a
they don't
really
make
good
movies
movie.
like this anymore. It's a cool little kids movie, cool little movie that a family could watch. You know, it's
So
not
I mean, like, but
and
interesting, like, you know,
Tackleberry. Come on.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, does
dude.
Tackleberry reel you in? Do you relate more to the dad than the kid
Yeah,
watching it
yeah,
at that
yeah.
age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I just watched this now. So like I mean to me, it's like Tackleberry is like, yeah, you're speaking knowledge, man. You know, if I'd
Mm.
seen this in 98, I probably would have been more like the kid, more like, yeah, kid, you know, go out and like go have some fun.
See,
And
I
not that
wasn't
I
even
not
there
that
with you, but I know Mickey well enough to know that he shed some tears for Tackleberry in this movie. And
I did. I did. I mean, I think Tackleberry's speech at the end there or whatever like that, like really got me because you know.
Yeah, dude,
this
it's
is
so
fucking Tackleberry.
true. Like you gotta realize that shit early on in life. Like you are not
Mhm.
defined by your job. Your job is something
Exactly.
you do, not who you are. That I
Exactly.
did not realize that when I was 8 years old watching this, but now I'm just like, damn, yes.
Yeah.
That is pretty on point. I will give you that. And credit to Tackleberry because he plays this all with such a pathos that, like, you know, almost no film deserves, let alone a Disney Channel original movie, even though
Yeah.
I love it. But I do want to hear how grouchy adult Ian
Oh my gosh.
got grifted into watching Brink.
Ian
I'll
was a
tell you-
grouchy adult when he first saw this.
I'll
So
tell you
if he was
exactly when I
8 years old, grouchy adult, or 10
tell
years
you
old.
exactly the first time I saw this wet, cough phlegmed up movie. It was 3 hours ago.
Ah, so you saw it for the first time too.
I did for the first time. I saw it 3 hours ago, and let me tell you, I
Mhm.
can't get that back. Can't get that time back. I've lost 3 hours. I'm spending another hour of my life on Brink that doesn't deserve an hour of existence. This movie does not qualify my
It's my
time.
plan.
But here's
All part of-
here's my favorite thing though. I love my wife. All right, I do. I adore her. She is my everything. Yet I cannot watch movies with her. She refuses to watch movies with me. I can count on this hand the number of
Oh,
movies
I wonder why.
that but I
Seriously,
can
like,
count on this
goddamn.
hand the movies we have watched together. And on this hand is now Brink because my wife went, I like that movie. I used to watch that movie when I was 10. Let's watch Brink as a family.
It's
Mrs.
a
Klink,
good family movie.
Yeah.
you have chosen wisely.
I'll
That is all
be
I can say.
doggoned if my daughter was not really watching the whole movie.
Yo,
Yeah.
bring her
Well,
on.
it won't be the first time. I mean, I'm sure like tomorrow it'll be on again.
I'm sure
Wow.
that the interwebs of Disney Plus will not have Brink overloading its system with how many people are watching it. I'm
sure there
all
was a
2 of
spike.
them.
I'm sure there was a spike.
Do not
Yes, I was
underestimate.
one of them.
Me too.
Do not underestimate the power of 90s nostalgia. It is a force to be reckoned with. Just
Look,
because it's
give me my mom's a vampire going on a date with a vampire. Sure, give me under
next
wraps.
week. That's exactly
You
what I
got
intend to
it.
do.
Give me Xeon, the girl from future.
The
Give me
21st
Xeon
century.
3. You know, give me any of those, but you give me freaking Brink.
But there's nothing. I'm
Point?
like, what is bad about it? I just don't understand.
Here's
like,
my
what?
Yeah,
here's
dude,
This
what-
movie
like,
has
what is
too much of a good
so-
time.
Yeah, what
You're
is
not giving
so
us
bad?
any specifics. You're not giving us
Yeah.
any specifics. You're just shitting all over
Okay,
it. So
first
what do you
off,
hate about it?
I love David Graff, but what a depressing dad. Like, for the love of gosh, that man can't
That's
be
real
happy.
life.
That
Yeah,
man's
dude.
not happy
Life.
making a bologna sandwich.
It's also cliche Disney Channel, man. It's the times. It's the
I mean,
times.
look, you know, you know, there's that part. There's the guy who played Val, who I know he auditioned for Stifler because he looks like one of those guys agents are like, yeah, this guy could play Stifler.
He's the
You
great
know,
Sam
he was
Horrigan.
Sam Horrigan,
He
and
played
he is-
Spike in Little Giants, so you tread carefully, sir.
He was Spike. I knew I'd
He
seen
is
that face.
Disney villain handsome, and he was cast perfectly in that role of douchebag. Seriously.
Bobby and I,
He was
Bobby
a
and I-
mouth and he was a mouth breather the whole time, and I love the whole time his face is like, I'm gonna say lines like this. I skate well. Like you got. I mean, again, look, I'll give you this. Any movie that features one of the Power Rangers, all right, like the OG Power Rangers, all right, you got me there, because Boomer was the original Black Power Ranger.
Yes, he was.
You know,
Right.
Walter Jones.
but you've got him in this movie, and you make him guy number 4 who hurts his knee. Like,
that is
what a
fucked. That
major
is
mistake.
totally fucked. Yeah.
But
I
this
will say
this is
that.
this is before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers though.
No, this is
No,
5
it's not.
years after.
5 years after? Really?
Yeah,
5
dude.
years after.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Power
And he
Rangers
is
were
somehow
1992.
aging in reverse because he looks like he's about 13 in
Yeah.
this movie.
I-
And he
I-
passed for like 17-ish, like when he was
I'm
on Power
sorry.
Rangers.
Sorry, I didn't watch that shit either. Like, I mean, like Mighty Morphin was not
Okay,
on my
let
boat,
me
but-
explain something
but
to you
I
all
still
about.
I still don't understand how Ian can find this movie not entertaining. It's just
I'll
a
look,
movie. It's
'Cause
it's-
Ian, all right, first of all,
it's
it's
in
Ian.
the answer that you guys have every week. I hate Airborne. I've always hated Airborne, and what I got was Airborne Junior. And so
there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
and
Yes,
Nothing
there's
wrong with
nothing
that.
wrong with Airborne other than Airborne. Like that, I just did not like this movie. Now I will say this. I will defend this.
Mm.
This was an era of Disney that, as I was watching it, I said, thank gosh they have actors who aren't overacting. You know, the acting was actually really good in Brink. And
Yeah, they were
give the-
professionals. I get what you mean though, Ian. I totally get what you mean because like in like shows like Hannah Montana, they always overact and set like so bad. It's
Yeah,
so
and
over
it's
the
having
top.
an effect. I just watched the Frasier reboot, and other than Kelsey Grammer, they're all acting this over Disney approach to everything, you know. And I don't know if that's a style that's being taught now, or it's just an effect of the industry, but I'm watching Brink and they're talking normal. They're
You
having
sound like that director from Entourage who's like, it's a whole generation of actors who've taken to this George
Yeah.
Clooney head tilt school of acting. I don't know who taught them this, but they need to be stopped.
But I mean, Bobby, you know what I'm talking. Bobby knows what I'm talking about.
No,
Like,
I
it's
totally
actually just
understand it.
normal.
I totally get it. Like
Yeah, but-
Nickelodeon, they do it a lot on like Nickelodeon shows and stuff. Like they just like everything they say is just so over the top.
Yeah.
And like
Here's
it's like
the
the
deal,
laugh
right?
track. Like
People
every
don't-
line is a laugh track. Every line is a laugh track. You know what I mean?
All right. Let me jump in here for a sec. First of all, I want to explain something about the 90s here. And when you had television in the 90s, it didn't matter if you had, you know, basic or every channel on like satellite, right? There was not that fucking much on. There were not a lot of options. So you would watch shit all the time that you
Yeah.
didn't fucking really like because there was nothing better on. It was like, well, it's either this
Mm-hmm.
or I watch the news right now. So
yeah.
there's a lot of fucking shit that like, you know, as a kid,
There was no
like,
streaming channels or
Yeah,
nothing like
we
that.
all
Yeah.
watched Win Loser.
you had like a series of channels you would jump through, and if you had
Mhm.
cable, you had a few extra series. You would
we
have
all
like
watched
Comedy
we all
Central,
watched
Disney
Supermarket
Channel, blah blah
Sweep,
blah.
even though none of us had any desire to go supermarket shopping.
I
Oh,
love
do
that show.
now.
It was a great
Now,
show,
oh
but
my
I'm just
God.
saying, Chris is right. We watched Supermarket Sweep because there was nothing else on.
I love
So-
Supermarket
Yeah, but, like,
Sweep.
here-
Are you
here's
Like
here's the
anything
thing.
else, and
Go ahead,
I will say
Chris.
this as well, in defense of Nickelodeon shows and Disney Channel original movies of the time, like anything else, you're up against the clock. They don't
Mhm.
have time. They can't get like a second draft of the script done.
Wait
They
a
just have
second.
to go.
Chris, I think you misunderstood. We're saying that their acting was good compared to the overacting that's done in modern Disney shit.
Right. Here's the thing. The toughest part with the acting and both of those things is the writing, right? It's not that hard to act when you're giving really good natural sounding dialogue, but when you give in like this kiddie squeaky clean McDonald's commercial type of dialogue, it's really tough. And I will say, we'll get into the quality level of the dialogue in Brink, because it may be an area where I agree a little bit with Ian. And I'll get into, my discovery of Brink as well. But first, I do want to say hi to everyone watching the live chat. We have quite a few Soul Skaters in here. We got Miyagi-Do Forever, Angie Saunders, the mashup genius, Whiskey41, who I believe is Alex Bonafonte himself, Monica Thyman, Martin Maruri, Dustin Nino from Retrofiend Radio. This is a hell of a chat, folks. So, Whiskey41 says, what the fuck is this movie? This is not Airborne or Solar Babies. I'm sorry, Alex. We did do an Airborne episode, and I cannot promise you a Solar Babies episode, but I can say that we will definitely consider it. Give it strong consideration. Maybe if we can do a skate fest someday, and we'll do like Thrashing and Solar Babies.
We're not doing
the
Thrashing on this show. We are not doing
Rollerball.
I'm not doing
the
James
cube.
Brolin before you.
We could do the skateboard episode of McGee and Me, so Ian's happy. We'll just do McGee.
Well, that got it. Now you sold me on McGee and Me.
Yeah, there you go. El Nino says, I haven't seen this before, but I have seen Prayer of the Roller Boys with Corey Haim.
And that was great. That was great.
I'm embarrassed to say I have not yet seen Prayer of the Roller Boys with Corey Haim. I'm dying to see the Frank Stallone rollerblading movie. I think it's the Rollerblade 7. We talked about this recently in a post on a VCR overtime.
I never heard of that. What? There's one?
I've never seen any other rollerblading movies besides this one.
The best genres are the subgenres,
you know why?
my friend.
Because they're rollerblading movies.
Because what?
Because they're movies about rollerblading.
I mean, you guys know that I'm not a big sports movie fan, so for me to like this is saying a lot.
But
let me tell you something.
Really like
some people use skating as an offensive sport. They're called X-bladers. Some people use skating as a defensive art. They're called soul skaters, and that's what we're going to talk about in a second.
Chris Stiles, did you come here to talk, or did you come here to skate?
There you go.
I came here to skate. You came here to talk all kinds of shit on this movie. Yes, I know it. I know you well enough. But before we get to that, and before we get to my first time, I do just want to say in the chat, the great Martin Maruri, Fandom Spotlite writer himself, says, watch Brink all the time. Disney Channel original movies were my upbringing. He says, Disney Channel movies, though, don't have consistency. Good acting in one and horrible in the next. Same is true for the scripts and the recastings and the sequels of a lot of these. So let's get to young Chris Stiles discovering Brink. The year is 1998. I'm exiled in Wisconsin, as I spent a lot of time as a youth, and I had actually already quit skating, like anyone cared. But like I was like, I'm not a skater anymore. I'm like moving on with life and stuff.
Were you
like
a skateboarder or a rollerblader?
Oh, I was a proud rollerblader. And you know what? More than anything in life, my midlife crisis, I wanted to just be me getting on rollerblades again and trying to skate. There's a skate park. My friend's opening a skate park in Brick. So Level Up Skate Park. If you're in New Jersey near Brick, check it out. I'm gonna be there, embarrassing myself. Y'all should come check it out. Any rate,
I'm gonna recreate the Eddie and the Cruisers 2 roller skating scene.
Oh, dude, that fucking song, that track kills, dude. Any rate, I'm about 14 years old. I'm exiled in Wisconsin for the weekend. I'm channel surfing, and there's Brink. And I'm like, you know what? I remember seeing previews for this. It looks like a diet, caffeine-free, sugarless version of Airborne. But you know something? I'm going to give it a shot just until maybe something else. I'll check, channel guide again in 15 minutes, half an hour, see what the options are looking like. And this movie just sucks you in. You cannot help it. And I'll tell you what. The script is
movie
shit.
Sucks.
This movie is great.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The script The script is shit. There's like so much, and like credit to Tackleberry because he makes it work. And I fucking know he went off the page to make his lines better than anyone else's in the rest of the movie. Like the kid dialogue is embarrassing, but the performances come through. I love rollerblading. I love Christina Vidal. I love Sam Horrigan. I love David Graff. I love this cast. And you know what? Somehow it just works. It just hits a little bit of that 90s nostalgia. Even as a kid at the time, I was like, this movie is like they missed out on the rollerblading craze. They should have done this a year or two ago. But even still, there's something about it that I just love. And a lot of those DCOM movies had that magic. And I will say, I happen to believe that the entire like late 90s, early 2000s Disney Channel original movie world is like one connected universe. Like Brink is happening in the same world that Cadet Kelly is happening, that Motocross is happening, that Jet Jackson exists, that the Smart House is, like Xenon, all of it.
I like to
yeah, dude. That's
Blythe was talking about Smart House. What is Smart House? Like what?
Smart House with Katie Seagal.
Bobby, please explain.
She just
Oh my
yelled,
God.
"Watch it tomorrow." No, we're not.
No, so it's basically Alexa.
Yep.
Like Disney predicted the future with this. She is a house that is smart, and she like does all like the like she'll clean the house for you. Like, she like fills, like you never have to go food shopping. She just makes your favorite food. But then she gets crazy and possessive over the widowed father who she falls in love with, but he's dating a human person. So she 3D prints herself into a person.
So this
Oh
is
my God.
so this is the Blumhouse version of a Disney movie.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you what.
You'd probably like it, Ian. You'd
I
probably
tell
like
you what,
it.
though, I did a poll for Disney Channel December asking people what their favorite DCOM movies were, and Smart House was one of the highest ranked ones. I gotta say, it may be the way to go, but there is still the Jet Jackson movie out there.
Wait, the little sister from this movie, Brink, is the little sister in Smart House.
Oh,
There you
shit.
go.
Same. It's a multiverse. The Disney Channel original multiverse. Boom. That's all we need. It's not even pitch time yet, but I'm just saying. That's probably what I'm gonna pitch. But I love this movie. I loved it then, even though I was too old.
But I gotta go. Like I love David Graff, but man, the whole time this dad, I was getting depressed just every time he was on screen. It's like this
He's
guy.
a total dick, but that's what it's like when you're a kid.
He's not really even a dick. He's just real. It's
no skating.
Yeah.
No, that's why he's a dick. He's a dick because no skating. When you're a young kid, that's the only time you can't skate when you're 40. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna embarrass myself. But like you can't really do this shit. You have to go for it when you're young. You got to figure out who the fuck you are in this world.
His kid gets suspended on his first day of school for skating.
But I will say this:
you can't sit there and easily go like, "Hey, yeah, that's awesome. Go skate."
I love the plot though of this kid.
Excellent point. That's a good point.
I love the plot though. This kid is going to get an extra job, making $200 a month, and in 1998, that
$200 a week
saved the house.
That was weekly. That was weekly.
Like $200 now is your cell phone bill. Like, get out of here.
That's what I didn't understand is how it was just like, how dare you make money doing something you love?
Yeah.
But now that's what it's all about, like doing what you love and getting money for it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I circle back to the father-son talk that he had at the end area when he talked about like that defining you and this and that, and he tells the kid, don't let skating define you too. Like literally, like don't think that's what you are. So I circle back and I say like literally like he was adamant about him not making the money doing the skating because he's like, I don't, like in his mind he's like, I don't want you thinking that's you. That's like that you have to, I would rather you have fun skating and, just not, make this money as skating and feel that defines you. I want you to
Horseshit.
find yourself.
Horseshit. I think that's horseshit way to be. The way to be as a dad is you explain to him, first of all, you say, all right, we can talk about you doing the skating job, but you need to understand a few things. If it doesn't work out, it's gonna be okay. This doesn't define you, but you gotta do it because you love it. It's gonna be hard work, but you're gonna push yourself and you should challenge yourself. Find that mountain. You're only competing against yourself. Go out and beat yourself every day. It's not about going out and beating the other skaters. That's, and you can't do that when you get older. So you're young, you're figuring out who you are. Go dive in head first. If it doesn't work out,
he realized
we'll pull you
that
right out.
He realized that later, but the thing is also you have to think about it. He's looking at it from the angle like he was kind of smart enough to know, like, well, if you're gonna do that, I'm pretty certain that you're gonna be ditching your friends to do that. The friends that you have already been in a team with and stuff like that, and that you're with. So I think he thought about that too. He's like, he kind of saw him as like, selling out in a way too, selling out and defining himself and taking money over his friends in that scenario. He was okay with him having a job in another scenario.
He didn't know it was over his friends. He didn't know the particulars of that.
Yeah,
You're projecting.
I think he did. I want to say that he was.
Oh, you're giving this dad a lot of credit. Let's talk to the actual dad, because I feel like this is one area where Ian might agree with me, right? He's a dick.
Oh, no. Well, look, I love his brutal honesty, but that's more of me being a teacher more than I am being a dad. But I thought it was a little bit too harsh at a time of like, well, but here's the thing, like, he's being harsh to the point of, I get the kid got suspended for skating, and it's the atypical
with no punishment. No punishment, because he didn't get grounded or nothing like that.
Okay, here's your compromise. Here's your compromise. Whatever the punishment was, your kid gets suspended on the first day of school. What are you gonna do? You're gonna ground him for at least 2 weeks, right? So
he didn't.
He didn't, but he should have. And then he should have said, "You want the skating job? 2 weeks. No skating for 2 weeks, and then you can go get the skating job." That's a fair compromise.
But how I kind of saw it though, he was like, he was just like, oh well, I'm not going to let you do that, but you can work at this pet shop instead. But it's just like
a fascist attitude.
But for me, it was kind of that old school mindset where it's just like, oh, you can't make money doing skating. That's not real, but it's happening. So obviously it's real. But it's just like, oh, you have to work. You're like, no, I'm going to snatch it up while it's being offered to me. In a sense, it's just like, oh, in my day, you couldn't do that. So you're going to have to do it my way. Like, you know what I mean?
See, it's movies like Brink that ruined a generation. They made these kids want to have fun. This is why I'm against Brink.
What?
Kids want to have fun. That explains everything. That explains everything about Ian right there.
But
I will say this. The one factor I thought was really misused in the movie was the Diet Mountain Thunder version of the guy from the warden from Silence of the Lambs, who was the owner of X-Blade.
Oh, Jeffrey Blake.
Jeffrey
Blake. He's a great actor. He was in Young Guns.
Yeah, but the guy who they cast as the owner of X-Blade is kind of like a cheesy triangle Doritos knockoff version of him.
No, that's Jeffrey Blake. The actor was in Young Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the guy who played the warden in Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I'm not pulling the warden off the top of my fucking dome.
No.
Sorry,
I was like, here.
Like, he's that guy in line for the bathroom in that one scene and Jimmy Hollywood. Come on.
What else was he in? He was in Bushwhacked.
He plays the waiter who says we're out of blueberries and Making Contact. Gosh. Fuck.
You all should know these people. These are the heroes of these movies. None of these lead actor turds. I'm talking about The
You did the
So-
soundtrack. The Ghoulies go to college. Come on.
Oh my
Did
god,
you-
Ghoulies
King
3.
of the
Give me
Doll.
that any day with Kevin McCarthy.
So you had a problem with this movie because of Jeffrey
No, I
Blake?
know that character. The casting of that role, they should have gotten somebody who really like either that should have been a name actor, like a Kirk Cameron or something a little bit more stronger.
You think Kirk Cameron
Kirk
would have been in
Cameron
this movie?
gonna play the sleazy like skate promoter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
they should have
Yeah.
had somebody in there. It was just a missed
Fucking
opportunity.
Kirk Cameron.
Well, like
Oh, you broke Mickey. Congratulations. That's early for us.
You
We
know,
usually don't break them until after pitch time starts.
this was only the third original Disney Channel original movie, so maybe they didn't have the funds to be grabbing big stars like Kirk Cameron just yet.
Kirk
Oh, this
Cameron
was, yeah.
would have been like half or more than half of their budget. They would have been rollerblading on fucking cardboard skates.
You know what?
like
I don't know
that
where I don't know where I
X-Blade-
am right now. I don't know
That
what planet
X-Blade
I'm on.
guy should have
Me
been
either.
more, and it was just kind of a wasted opportunity. That character.
He was fine though. Like, what was wrong
Ah,
with the way?
listen, you get a role like that. I want the guy from The Wizard. I want, I want that guy.
What guy in the Wizard?
Oh, you want the,
The
video
announcer
Armageddon
of
guy?
The
The
announcer.
announcer of
Super
the.
Mario Brothers.
Gimme. Jimmy
Like, I want
Woods.
somebody like who like steals that role. That
No,
you know,
that's who you need for the announcer. Are you high? Like, come on. Like, you want
Don't you
what
think-
the Kirk Cameron is going on here? You want the holy man playing the fucking Team X-Blades
would
devil?
have been better
And
than what I
Mickey's like,
got.
he'd be half the budget. Kirk Cameron was making millions in the late 90s.
would
I'm
have
like,
been-
no, he wasn't.
He would have
was,
been like,
he was
So-
praying for Jesus in the late 90s. Like,
so
have you ever seen
Leonardo
those-
I'll give you-
Leonardo
I'll give you a
DiCaprio
comp-
gets movies, but I get Brink.
I'll give you,
I've
I'll give
fucking
you a
seen-
compliment. I'll give
Yeah,
you a Brink. I'll give you a
Kirk
Brink
Cameron
compliment.
being Christianity's Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Cruise.
I had to rewind.
Thanks.
I really had to figure out. Like, Brink gave me an opportunity to really figure out how they did the worm sandwich trick.
That was cold. That was
Yeah,
a cold.
I will
But
say
the
it's very
filmmaker
effective.
in me. I was
It's-
trying to figure out how did they switch the sandwich? When did they drop it? I found the moment
What?
because they put
Alright,
worms in the sandwich.
Did you
and they
watch the movie or did you just
Yes.
did you watch it on fast forward?
I rewound it. But you know, they put the worms in the sandwich, then they walk over.
There's
they
like
bite
9
the-
cuts before he takes a
No,
bite.
there's not. There's not a single cut. You narb.
But then he takes a
literally
bite
he
and it's
bites
rubber
into
worms.
sandwich, and it's spaghetti strings. But I tried to figure out when they drop it, and you see the moment the guy's shoulder drops. So he drops.
Of course you see the moment because you watched the movie.
That's right.
Dude, you are high. Because I just watched the movie again. They like put the fucking thing in the sandwich and then
He
they like
grabs the
shitly
sandwich.
barely tinfoil
watch
it.
it.
Then there's like
You watch
3
it,
cuts
there's
and
no
then it cuts
cut.
to him at the table and there's a different sandwich that's wrapped
No,
all
they do
nice
not
and neat.
cut. Watch
And then he
all
fucking
one
pulls
take.
that up.
All one take, baby.
All one take.
I don't know. That's not the way my fucking brain's remembering it. But now the fucking chat's going off on Kirk Cameron, and we're 3 minutes late for pitch time, folks.
Wait,
So-
wait. Can we just talk about one thing 1 second? How perfect was that milkshake in the face? Like that
Oh, that was
Right, yeah.
legit.
body.
Mhm.
That was
That
legit.
was quality.
Very
Was this
Cindy
film- what was-
Mancini. It was very
this
Cindy
filmed
Mancini.
in
Oh yeah, and very
was this
Andy
filmed
Kaufman.
in North Carolina or was it filmed in California?
Venice Beach
Um,
from
It was
California.
filmed
yeah.
Okay.
look what this
I,
dude
I,
really
I was
got on.
also like kind of like upset because he throws his like rollerblades on the pizza.
and it looked
He
like
on
good
the
pizza.
Oh
I'm like-
yeah, dude,
I'm like-
he comes in hard with that scene
I'm like,
too.
bro, what are you doing, man? Throw it
I
on the
quit.
you know,
Dude,
throw
there's
it at
some
him, but
moments
don't
though.
throw it
There's
on the
some moments in
pizza.
this. There's some moments that don't age well, or
Yeah.
like slang dialogue that was like so poorly written it has a different meaning. Like at one point, Christina Vidal says, like, you just let him slime all over you. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
slime all over.
that sounds a little bit,
That's
that kind
something
of has a
different now.
connotation. You're implying something you don't mean to imply.
Yeah, but that's
And
all.
then-
That's all.
Yeah, but
then
I like
when they're
that. I
talking
like
about
that woke
racing-
moment where he's like, "Guys, we got to do this. Enough with this guy stuff." It's like, yes, girl, get it. You get it. 2023, 98.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. I lost my whole train of thought there. I was going on something, and I'm sure it was great.
Let's talk about the Kirk Cameron is talking in the chat. In the
Kirk
chat.
Cameron is Christianity's Tom Cruise. Or
There you
what?
go.
Right.
I liked it better when you said it was Christianity's Tom Hanks.
I
But
always mix the two up because of the one
Ah.
syllable last name. It has nothing to do with their personalities. It's just they're both extremely famous and they both have the 2-syllable names.
What's the?
Shoot me. Neither
Have
of
you
them
ever-
are my favorite. Neither of them are my favorite either. I don't
What's
care.
what's the Kirk Cameron love? I want to see what's the Kirk Cameron
right.
love in the chat.
So Martin of Fandom Spotlight, this is all there really is. He says Kirk Cameron was possibly in the worst Disney Channel movie called You Lucky Dog. I have not seen that one.
Hate that one.
See
I
that?
know that
So
one.
can you blame the man for not wanting to be in Brink?
I don't
but
think they
could've
called
afforded
him
it,
for
couldn't
Brink.
they, Mickey?
Getting on this Kirk Cameron thing is like Ian's Robert Downey Jr. fascination.
Robert Downey Jr.
But I will say the other
Sure,
moment
that's gonna be in his pitch. She's gonna sit there and go like, you know, I
He
think they
could have
should do
been.
a
He
break
could have
with
been
Robert
the owner of
Downey Jr.
X-Blade. That would have been amazing. This was coked out days of Robert Downey Jr. It would have been perfect.
I was just gonna say the other moment that really ages well poorly. The other moment that really ages poorly script wise is when they're talking about racing and Val says, "Oh, we'll get it on for sure."
I wish. That's my sequel pitch.
That is right. There you go. Fucking why not? Two of the most handsome '90s dudes ever. In Disney Channel debauchery. Let's give something for Bobby, folks. Why not? There is a pitch in the chat though as well. Alex Bonafonte has a pitch. Some loser who is totally not Alex Bonafonte, it says, is a burnt out roller hockey player who shatters his leg at his lame job. Bummed out by never being able to skate again, he befriends an alien who kindly pushes him over a cliff and Mac and Me Too over the brink. Rated R for hookers and blow. Alex Bonafonte, fantastic, my friend. I love these curveballs you're developing now. I think I'm going in one direction, and then you wham. It's like the plot twist pitch, and keep those coming, sir, because they're just fantastic.
Zig when a zag.
Yeah, I love it. Like you went to Solar
skating.
Babies. You went to Solar Babies a couple shows ago, and I did not see that coming, and that was fantastic. I loved it. But what are your guys' pitches? What do you want to see in a Disney Channel 2 or Disney Channel original movie of Brink 2? Because it doesn't have to be Disney Channel original. You want the Netflix series, you want the HBO, you want the late night Showtime, you want the USA Network.
I'll be honest.
That way, maybe he can get Kirk Cameron.
I know I'm gonna get. I know I'm gonna get thrashed for this one. But right. I think, and I truly do believe this as I was watching it, and all jokes aside, this isn't the worst movie I have ever seen. I actually will give this credit. This isn't the worst movie.
38 minutes later, Ian says, "This isn't the worst movie ever."
I've seen worse. I've definitely seen worse. And again, I actually think this is one of those movies where if I had been on the crew and I saw how it turned out, like I wouldn't be ashamed of it. I'd be like, this is a pretty good movie. It's not, this isn't an Academy Award movie. This isn't going to be something in the vaults of the library.
You would keep your Brink crew jacket.
Yeah, but you would. Yes, you'd go to Ralph's in Venice and you'd be like, worked on Brink.
Change of heart.
I'm just saying it's not bad. But
we should have got Kirk Cameron.
They should have. That's the only mistake. They didn't get somebody for the X-Blade boss. That guy did not sell it for me.
Fuck am I?
But
Jeffrey Blake is an accomplished actor, sir. He's been in films like Rated X and Young Guns. He's excellent actor. They're lucky to get him in this. He was slumming it.
Did
to
he
do
not go
a
to get his
DCOM in
coffee
98.
that day? Like, I don't like what like this. That is a scene.
The script is a script, man. They didn't pay him enough to rewrite it, but Tackleberry did that shit for free.
That's what I'm saying. Rewrite it. But if you took the script of Brink and just hold on. I know it's going to change the whole dynamic, but if you turned it today into gaming, you could do the same script and you could have it scene for scene every moment. Instead of it being on rollerblades, though, if it was in a gaming world, I honestly, truthfully think you could set this in today and it would work.
Okay, but what
God
about the
damn,
scene
that
where
actually
they
works.
physically harm her? So how are they going to physically harm her by gaming?
That I don't know. That's where you have, you
They'll
know,
have her kidnapped and sold into human trafficking.
No, they don't have to fucking.
dang, Bobby. Like, what
No. You're taking it way too dark, but I like that. I was thinking maybe they smash her console or her computer, or like maybe they fuck with like the power line to her house or something.
Their kids today, they just made fun of her and hurt her feelings. It'll be enough for her to cry. Like you know, you don't have to do too much with these kids.
Okay, but Christina Vidal's character was a bad bitch, so I don't
Well,
think
she was, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
She was like the Michelle Rodriguez of Brink.
like this dad losing his job in this economy, and like instead of sponsoring rollerblade, if they were sponsoring games, I mean, it's literally you could take beat for beat and you could change it, or you wouldn't have to change a whole lot. You just have to change some settings.
I'm disturbed at how well that actually works.
Right?
And I'm disturbed by the fact that you can come in with little to no respect for this movie, or I would say a minimal, like a lint, like a, you know, like the small enough to fill the small pocket in your jeans. And then you actually pitch something that works. It's not really a Brink sequel. It's sort of like a Brink.
It's not.
Requel.
It's a remake.
It's like
it's a
no,
remake.
no. It's like
yeah.
Here's the thing. It is
Or not
to
even
Brink.
remake.
No. Hear me out.
Reimagining.
It is to Brink what Airborne is to Karate Kid. That makes sense? That's what he was trying to do. And that's the way you make an original movie, honestly. I know it sounds fucked up, but like that's enough of a twist to go with, and you have a good movie there. And honestly, as a Disney Channel original movie, I kind of want to fucking see it right now. I wish they made it in the late 90s just so I could see everyone doing it with like Blueberry IMAX and like crappy beige PCs and like
the PlayStation
landline modems and like
Oh.
hearing dial up and
again, and I do think that it could work just because, you know, the inline skating is such a 90s thing that if you were doing it today, I just don't think you get the. I know some kids do skateboarding, and I know that's still kind of around, but not like it used to be. Like when we were
90s, that was like the peak time for like skating and stuff, like the Tony Hawk video games. Which this had like the soundtrack down pack for that kind of demographic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is rollerblading will come back. It will come back. It is more fun than riding a bike, and it is almost as close as we can get to the feeling of flying. The way, like, you can, like, if you know how to rollerblade, it is as close as you can get to like natural flight. Like getting in a fucking airplane doesn't give you any like cool sensation or rush or anything like that. And jumping out of one is for psychopaths. But rollerblading will come back because it's too much goddamn fun for people to rollerblade, and you can only keep it, you only suppress that kind of fun from the people for so long. So when it does, these movies like Brink and Airborne, their stock is going to go through the fucking roof. And that being said, we need to pitch some rollerblade kind of sequels for this. And since Sean Gold is not here, I thought I'd take this moment to keep a streak alive that's been going on the show for quite some time, and just say that what if things go so well for Tackleberry that next year that he gets promoted at his job and has to relocate to Cincinnati. Yes, Cincinnati. Brink is heartbroken. He thinks, oh my God, there aren't even skaters, let alone soul skaters in Cincinnati. What am I going to do? And when he gets there, he's enrolled at some hoity-toity prep school, and he's getting bullied by some dickhead named Blaine the whole time. But then what happens? He finds a skate park one day and hooks up with a dude named Mitchell Goosen and his cousin Wiley
Yeah.
and their boy Snake and Augie. And turns out they're going to compete against the preps in a freestyle skate competition this time. So you get 2 sequels in one. It's Brinkborn
In the
or it's
competition.
Air Brink. Oh,
Brink
Air Brink.
sounds way better.
And the competition that he already won, the downhill.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so in my version, totally give me Seth Green as the owner of X-Blade.
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic, actually.
I can see that.
That would
Give
be
me Seth,
excellent.
at least, yeah, he can actually chew a scene.
So there is some talk in the chat. Kyle 2.0 in the chat says, I actually rollerblade. So kudos to you. See, MK, rollerblading's coming back. He's the youth of America. And,
I'm bringing it back, man. I'm bringing it back.
He is legitimately the youth of America. He is 4 years old.
MK is a baby, but apparently he's a baby with inline fever, just like Ian's going to get before you know it. Also, Alex Bonafonte says, I have jumped out of a plane 3 times. Well, I didn't mean to call you a crazy person if that's what I said about people who jump out of planes. It's for people a lot more brave than me. I'll jump onto a handrail with rollerblades on, at least I would when I was 13 or 14. But I am not jumping
Sure,
on
you
a
do
fucking...
that today, you're going to break a hip. I'm not going to...
Well, I'm going to have to wear a fucking suit of armor to even try that shit. I'm gonna be grinding on like the 2-inch high rail, to start. I'm not gonna be, it's gonna be like a soul grind or a front side, and definitely no royales or unities. My first day out, but I was never much of a vert guy.
Have they ever done like a parkour movie?
Oh God, it would be terrible. I love it.
They could do Brink and make it parkour.
I'd buy that. Okay, that I'd buy. I could buy that. That would be way
it
more.
Would suck so good. I would love it, actually.
Because imagine telling your dad that you're you're gonna make money parkouring.
No, this is one of those things, though. This is what's so funny is like when it came out, it was called...
hard, Dad.
Do you remember what it was called when it came out?
You're paying me $500 a week.
It was called freestyle walking.
Freestyle walking. Yeah.
Freestyle walking is what it was called. They came up with this word that makes it sound like a form of martial arts,
Parkour.
Yeah, parkour. Yeah, it sounds
parkour, Dad.
It's hardcore.
What's the Brazilian dance fighting? What's that called?
Capoeira.
Capoeira, yeah. Parkour sounds like it belongs like in between capoeira and like Tong Sudo or something.
No lie. When I first heard parkour, I thought is that like hardcore parking or something like that?
You don't understand, Dad. My dream is to jump on random buildings. You don't understand.
No, see, it's cool, okay? Because when I was your age, I got dissed in 8 beef, and we did it on blades.
Don't.
And then some guy slimed all over me.
You jumping on this building doesn't define you, son.
If all your friends jump off the building, are you going to jump off too?
Yeah, Dad.
That's kind of what we do.
Let me tell you something, Dad. It ain't a crime to skate and grind.
So, I kind of want a parkour one.
Brink core.
And I want Brink like a start.
Would be literally like you were on the brink of a building and you had to jump off of it.
What happened to Val? He fell off the building.
He got brinked, man. Gnarly. So I want like a Star Trek generation. I want like a Star Trek Generation sequel to Brink.
Kirk Cameron can come and bless them.
Kirk Cameron is the parkour.
No. When Val dies, he goes to heaven and talks to Kirk Cameron. And Kirk Cameron says, "You can't get in here."
Is that you, guys? Is that you, guys?
Wait, that already happened. Remember Toothless with Kirstie Alley?
No.
Where Kirstie Alley dies and goes to heaven, but she was a bad person, so they sent her back down.
You make me so much.
That was a Disney Channel original movie.
Was it really?
That was?
Kirstie Alley did a DCOM?
Toothless was a Disney Channel original movie.
God bless Becky from Cheers.
I don't know when that would happen, but I mean,
1997.
I was watching her in Loverboy.
It was shortly after It Takes Two with the Olsen twins.
Did you
Oh
come
my
to
God.
parkour or did you come to talk?
I came to talk about Mary Kate and Ashley. That's what I came to talk about.
Oh fuck!
I want to see you jumping
Wait a
off
minute,
that
wait a minute. All right,
building,
perfect,
jumping
perfect,
on
perfect,
that
perfect.
pole.
No. All right, let's get serious for a minute here because you're talking about a parkour movie, and what does a parkour movie from the late '90s need if not Mary Kate and Ashley as the star of the parkour movie? It's Brink 2 Parkour Generations, and Mary Kate and Ashley have to convince Brink to let his little sister join their super fucking cool parkour team because there's a big competition coming up and it might just be the thing that gets their parents back together.
Starring
in this
Kirk
competition.
Cameron
Brink,
as the
go
dad.
to your room.
Kirk Cameron's the
Okay.
dad.
Jump out the window.
Kirk Cameron's the dad. And because it's fucked up, Candace Cameron is the mom.
Oh.
And it's all Jesus and blah, 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 blah. But you know something? Kirk Cameron refuses to kiss his co-stars anyways because they're not his wife. So
Fair. Hey,
they just have to talk about the kids and God.
parkour.
And now they're both down to do that shit.
when you parkour, you get ripped. Let's be
So
honest.
you've got double the Camerons, fucking triple the Tanners, and double the Olsen twins, and 10 times the parkour of any movie you've ever seen.
When you
I would watch.
parkour,
I
you-
would watch
When you
this movie
parkour, you
tomorrow.
get ripped. And let's be honest, Jesus was ripped.
I would watch this
Listen.
movie. I would watch this movie. See,
Did you come to church to talk, or did you come
Did
to
you
church
come
to pray?
Parkour.
like, Dad, I gotta go meet the guys in parkour. We're doing a competition. Like, it's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day.
have Did you confess to your preacher yet?
No, wait. It's foot Brink. Kirk Cameron is the minister, and they can't parkour in this town. And
He's
Brink
the minister and the dad, and they can't parkour in this
Brink
town.
comes in,
It's
And
like,
the
seventh
Olsen
heaven.
twins,
It's
but the
seventh
Olsen
heaven.
twins,
you can't
but
stop
the-
us from parkouring, Dad.
but the Olsen twins just moved to town from the big city, and they're gonna shake things up in this town. They're gonna show this town
Oh.
that
Can
in
they
a
be
world
all,
where
all
fitting
pairs?
in meant sitting down, the
Can they
Olsen
be all
twins
pairs?
got up to get down.
Can we make them all pairs too, or as well? The Olsen twins.
Au pairs.
Au pairs.
Oh, nannies.
Yeah, like can we make them live in nannies? The all pairs? What do you think, man? Come on.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
So out of pocket.
We're literally dartboarding a movie. It's like that scene in Blank Man. Like, you got the vice president and an alien and S&M sex. Now that's a story right there. You got the Olsen twins.
I'm sorry.
You
sorry.
got a Pog collection. And you got a Walkman cassette player. That is a
I'm
movie.
sold on parkour, Brink.
but,
I'm sold.
that
It's pretty
parkour
good.
Brink. That parkour Brink, man.
All you need now is like a karaoke scene, and someone has a crush on someone at school, and it's pretty much a wrap. Get Gutenberg in there, if not Kirk Cameron. Get some curly-headed
Come
guy
on,
in
you
there.
need to have Gutenberg as the dad.
I mean, if we're shooting for the ceiling, I would say Patrick Dempsey. But again,
No,
I
you
do
get
wanna
somebody
say,
from Police Academy. It's either Michael Wilson
oh
or
fuck, you're right.
Steve Gutenberg, or no, F you.
Bobcat
Matt
Goldthwait right
McCoy.
now. Bobcat
Bring in Matt
Goldthwait.
McCoy.
No, Bobcat runs the parkour company that wants to endorse the Olsen twins. And yeah, it's great. Time that long.
He'd be the great boss.
And we have to give him a name though. It couldn't be Team X Blades. It'd have to be like Team, Hand and Feet. Or
Team
something like
X
that.
Team
Kicks.
X Kicks. And all their sneakers have X's on them, like instead of Nike swoosh or Adidas stripes. That's the thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the X Kicks. Why not? Oh, you
the one
rocking
thing
the new
I will
X
say
Kicks?
this. Brink was brave for definitely. It's not the Bechdel test, but like he didn't have a love interest. That was actually kind of interesting for a '90s movie.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. There was always a love interest, even just
There's no love interest in this movie, and it works. Like you don't need it. It proves you don't always need a love interest. You know, but clear as day. I mean, nowadays they would probably switch it so like the girl on the team, and him and her or whatever.
Honestly,
But
I
he
think
was.
that
She
this
was.
movie, now that you mention it, I actually think Brink could have used the love interest. I think that might have
Yeah.
helped. And I love this movie. I fucking
Well,
love it. As much as
actually,
I
that's where the sexual tension between Eric Von Detten and Sam Horrigan come in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, yeah,
honestly,
let's get it on.
To be a
Yeah.
braver story in 2023, I'd totally go for that would work even better. I mean, like
exactly. And then they kiss on the mouth with tongues.
they
There's
jump, they jump from building to building to building.
Kirk Cameron would not approve of his son doing this.
we have to recast. We have to recast.
Recast. Cameron's out. Get me C. Thomas Howell on the double.
That's where Steve Guttenberg does come in. We swap him out. We swap him out.
Matt McCoy. Give Matt McCoy the respect he deserves.
We have a
no,
problem.
sir.
We have a problem. Kirk Cameron just read the script. Yeah, he's not doing this.
I told you not to send him the real script. Told you to send him the transcript we sent for the made-for-TV dialogue dubs. God damn it!
But truthfully, like literally, you could put literally the script of Brink in a AI, and just say
AI.
I'm just saying, and make AI like.
I don't think you need AI. I think we came up with a fucking better movie.
Change rollerblading to parkour.
No, sir. You hire human beings and you pay them because they're human beings. God damn it! And you write a whole universe full of Brink movies, and you bring back the DCOM. You put a Kevin Feige.
All right,
hold
WGA,
on.
you won. The picket line's over. Knock it off.
No, I'm just saying, I want this to be said. God damn it! You bring back the entire DCOM. You place a Kevin Feige type guy in charge who's going to steer the whole fucking ship, and you eventually you connect it all. Cadet Kelly, Motocross, Smart House, Xenon, Luck of the Irish. My mom's got a date with a vampire. Halloween Town. Fucking Planet Weird. That's the end game. It all culminates in one gigantic Disney, probably Disney Plus movie, because I don't know if Disney Channel's even a thing anymore, but you still call it Disney Channel Plus or something, right?
I don't watch it, but it's very much so a thing.
Did any of you watch that Chippendale Rescue Ranger?
No, but I heard it was great.
The one where they made fun of Bobby Driscoll's death.
Oh, they totally did. It's fast. It's a really good movie. That basically is kind of what you're talking about, where basically all the Disney characters are, to me it's more Roger Rabbit, but it's like these Disney characters are actually real life. There really is a Chip and Dale, and there's anyway. My point is, you could absolutely take that kind of premise to work with a Disney Channel universe. Where these are actually real characters, so there actually is a Brink. There isn't, you never get her to do it, but there is actually a,
we do realize that
what was her name? Miley Cyrus.
Brink was the name of the kid.
Lizzie McGuire.
There was a real Brink.
Lizzie McGuire was Hillary Duff, man.
Yeah, but what was Miley Cyrus?
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. Like these are real characters, and like they actually are interacting in this world. There's a version of that that's kind of interesting.
Oh, for sure. So I do want to
parkour.
Yeah, I think parkour is like the People's Choice Award. I don't know. It just seems to make everyone, at least on the panel, happy here. But I will say, to correct whoever was saying about Toothless, Martin from Fan Spotlight says Toothless was a Wonderful World of Disney movie. They get confused often. I think Not Quite Human and Boogity would fall into that as well.
Yeah,
Wonderful World of Disney movies. So that's a fantastic time too. Maybe we'll do that one of these days, a Wonderful World of Disney session on VCR.
We're gonna do anything that has
The
Richard
Life
Mazer.
Reunion was a Wonderful World of Disney movie.
Say that again. What was?
The Facts of Life Thanksgiving reunion movie from
Oh,
2001.
that was
a Wonderful World of Disney film.
and that was a great that was a great movie. That was a great
How
movie.
did I miss this fucking shit?
Did you ever watch the movie, Chris?
No, I didn't even know it existed until just fucking now.
So great. They go to
It's available on YouTube. Watch
that's the what they go to
Don't say it
Paris.
again. Yeah,
they go to
Bill Scrubbin.
Paris, right?
Or they go to they have a reunion in 2001,
but-
and they go to Poughkeepsie where the school
Correct.
was.
Yeah,
and
but
like crazy stuff happens. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away, but
yeah, I did see it. I did see it.
Well, kick me in the shits.
George
Man,
Clooney in
I
it?
had no idea.
it was before all that
George
rebooting
Clooney.
thing was a thing too.
Yeah, I would suspect George Clooney's not in that one, but that's okay.
No, Nancy McKeon's not even in it. It's just
No, she wouldn't do it. Yeah,
Garrett.
That's dumb.
she pulled the Kirk Cameron on that movie.
Well, speaking of Kirk Cameron, in the chat, Martin Vandefall says, "Gotta say, did not picture we'd get a Kirk Cameron Brink movie, but I'm here for it. We skate for the Lord." There you go. I just want to see the Olsen twins reading a Bible and being like, "We inline skated for Jesus or for God. It's in the Bible. Rollerblades. They were running from the dinosaurs on their rollerblades. It was great." And then the whole town comes together and gets behind it. But unfortunately, we are just about out of time here. So it is that point of the night where I ask if you guys have anything coming up in the works you want to let the people at home know about. Please plug away. I know Ian's Play opened recently, but I think that has run its course now.
That has run its course. Yeah.
I want to congratulate you on a fine job, sir. I understand you broke some records.
We did. Highest attendance of a fall show in the history of the school. So
nice.
Awesome.
Well, in the interest of me plugging for everyone else, I know Bobby's got some video content in the works, and he's got some Q&A panels you can see on Fandom Spotlight right now. Mickey, anything going on in your corner of the world, sir?
Not as of yet, but horizons are looking good, I think.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty exciting. You Fandom fans might want to come back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when Disney Channel December continues for our Mom's Got a Date with the Vampire episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you goddamn right. You asked for it. You can't be like, oh my gosh.
I didn't ask for it. I just said, let's
earlier.
do something. If you're not going to
give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that.
Do something other than god dang.
Maybe they could have gotten Kirk Cameron as the vampire.
You can't act like Spalding trying to order a meal and then be upset when the waiter brings you 10 dinners.
Cheeseburger.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Yeah.
As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight, the Hollow 9 Network, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.
Get that parkour!